Hello party people, welcome to another freezer meal video. Today I'm focusing on breakfast. Mostly I do share with you a chocolate chip recipe because you can't start your morning without chocolate chip cookies. I've been falling in love with my freezer. You can freeze basically everything. So let's get started. I share with you some recipes, so let's just get into it. So we've got our game plan here. I plan to make breakfast burritos with eggs, cheese, sausage, onion, peppers, you know, the huge. Pope's bread, a delicious treat. Oh my goodness, my mouth is drooling already. Chocolate chip cookies, can't start the day without those. Baked oatmeal, breakfast sandwiches, and then baked French toast casserole, which I have the recipe for right here. The other recipes I have in my book. That is just overflowing right now. It's just a mess. It needs a lot of TLC, but we'll get to it another day. We are going to start off with breakfast. What are these called? Oh, great. It's a great start. English muffin sandwiches. You call them whatever you want. A rose by any other name. I started off by making a bunch of these. It took me 14 hours exactly to make a bunch of those. I used this mini, it's a dash griddle. It is the coolest thing, guys, and I love using this. I like how it makes the egg in like a circle shape, nice and uniform. It does take a couple minutes, but practically, if you're only making a couple sandwiches at a time, it wouldn't take you that long, and I love using this in the morning. It's just awesome. So I've already made a bunch of eggs. I have a couple more to make, and I have this Canadian bacon right here. Nice circles. I have 40 of these, and then I have a ton of English muffins. I got these from Costco. There's 2 9-packs in each of them. And then, guys, if you have an unlimited budget, will you go ahead and use this Dave's Killer Bread? I bought these the other day. They're healthier for you. They have whole grains and like good stuff in them, and they taste terrific. However, one of these packages for a 6-count was nearly $5. So wait for a sale or become a millionaire. That's my suggestion. For now, since I am not a millionaire and I already bought these, I'm gonna use these nooks and crannies, and we're gonna whip these guys up. Oh, first though, I'm gonna cut these up. I did not keep track of how many eggs I used. I know there's at least 30, but I also did more than that yesterday, and I kept them in the fridge overnight. But we also ate some for breakfast, so it all works out. I just spray some Pam, and I crack the egg yolk. You can keep it whole if you want. I don't know, you do you. Add salt and pepper if you feel like it. I am just going to cut these English muffins in half and toast them. And I did a little bit of research before I started this, and I wondered, like, oh, should I toast them before I freeze them? And I came to the consensus that that's probably a good idea. So that's what I'm gonna do. It only takes a couple of minutes, and I think the outcome will be much better. Look how beautiful that is. So simple. I love this machine so much. I got it from Amazon, and the best part about it, it's like 10 bucks. So I'll link it below if you're interested in it. Oh man, I'm so distracted. I forgot the Pam. It's okay. We'll get over it. I burned myself. You know what? I'm a mess, but that's nothing new. I knew I would forget something, and of course I did. Is someone screaming? I think I have a child who's either screaming or singing. We don't know. Melted butter. You're supposed to put melted butter on these. Just helps them brown and look nicer. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're just really quickly. Plus, butter is delicious. You know what I mean? So we want these to taste the best that they can. Oh, and if you want to when you're assembling these, oh really? You can add cheese. I don't do that. I also did not melt enough butter. I melted 2 tablespoons and I thought, that'll be plenty. It's not. Melt like a whole stick, maybe 2. Turn the beat around. Nice and bubbly here. Gotta tell you, there's something about real butter that just smells like home to me. You know what I mean? It smells like Sunday morning breakfast, that's for sure. Back into the oven. When they come out again, they'll be brown, and I'm just cutting all of these up so I have them prepped for when it's their turn on the pan. I just hope I have enough eggs. I really don't feel like cooking any more eggs. I'm so glad I'm finally doing this. I've put it off for as long as I can, and then I keep thinking, gosh, all my carbs are gonna go moldy, you know what I mean? But breakfast is one of those meals where I don't necessarily skip it because I always eat a banana, but if I don't have like this ready, 80% of the time I just skip right to lunch, and I eat lunch at 10 a.m. when I get home from the gym. Or 9:30, whatever it is. Lunch is just as delicious at 9:30, I tell you what. Okay, let's assemble these once they're cooked, okay? We have to wait a little bit. Patience is a virtue. Nice and brown, golden brown and toasty. Just gonna flop those out. The texture of hockey pucks right there. All right, we're gonna do the same thing about, how many of these do we have? 30, what's 9 times 3? 27 more times. Okay, we've got this good old Canadian bacon. Did I call it ham before, or Canadian bacon? Whatever it is, it's delicious. The perfect size for these English muffins. Look how easy this is. Once everything's prepared, it's just a matter of slapping everything on top of one another. Oh my gosh, I'm about to eat all these right now.
Do you ever feel you don't get out what you're putting in? All your hopes and efforts are all in vain. Who will pick you up when you've lost everything? Does it all become for granted with a wedding ring? Oh, there must be more. There must be another way. There must be conscience. Different things in different ways. There must be love. There must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way.
I can't figure out a good effective way to do this. I'm burning my hands. But then the other way, if I do it the other way, I waste time. You know, these are probably the most time consuming, like, meals, if you will, that I've put together. Man, dude. Oh, if you want to maybe save some time and don't want to cook the eggs this way, I should also mention that you can scramble them and put them in like a 9x13 dish, and then cut those in squares or holes if you want to be fancy and waste some eggs. Do it that way, and that would probably save you a lot of time. Oh my gosh, okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, good to go. Oh crap, not good to go. I need butter. You gotta have some butter.
I was just a little girl when my mama used to say, ooh, happiness requires.
Since we only have 6 left, I definitely made way too many eggs. There's so many more than 6 in there, which means this is my breakfast. Bone apple feet. And just like that, 36 breakfast sandwiches are complete. Oh, my smoke detector's going off. All right, we'll just put the vent fan on. We're gonna open the back door. Everything's gonna be fine. We're just gonna work through the chaos, okay? I'm gonna shove all of these sandwiches. You know, everything that I saw, people were individually wrapping them in plastic wrap, and I just don't think it's necessary or cool to do that. So I'm gonna shove as many as I can in these baggies, and then freeze them.
Ooh, happiness requires work every day.
Okay, with the smoke alarm going off and everything, I don't know if I properly told you how to cook these. What I do is I just take them out of the freezer, wrap them in a paper towel, and throw them in the microwave for a couple of minutes. I gauge how long. I don't know, maybe a minute first, check it, flip it over, another 30 seconds. Just use your common sense. It's just breakfast, okay? It's no big deal. Moving on to baked oatmeal. If you've never had baked oatmeal before, you are in for a treat. Here's the recipe if you want to screenshot that crap. I think it's a perfect time to bring Big Bertha out. I could use my KitchenAid, which is what I normally do, but why not? I've got this awesome bowl. Let me use it. So now it's just a matter of dumping all the ingredients in. And you know what? I have this awesome bowl. I don't have a garbage can because we're cleaning it out. Oh boy. And you know what else I don't have? A whisk. I have a baby whisk, but we're gonna get through it. Uh-oh, almost cracked that one. If you have never had any kind of baked oatmeal before, you're in for a massive treat. And this is a special recipe because it's Amish. I got it from a couple of my relatives who live literally next door to the Amish. They're the coolest. To this, you add a lot of oil. A half a cup of oil, but since we're doubling this recipe, I like to substitute half a cup of oil with half a cup of applesauce. I've always wondered how much applesauce is in one pouch. Is it half a cup or quarter cup? It looks like it's almost half a cup, so we're gonna go with that. Keep it nice and moist. Well, since I opened a second one and we're a little shy, I'm just gonna pour some in. We make our own rules here. Eggs, oil, and applesauce. Not much is better than that. Now we add the good stuff, the sugar. The recipe says 1 cup for 1 batch. Lord, that's a lot of sugar. But this is also a really delicious recipe. I'm using a 1/3 cup measuring. I'm gonna go a little shy on the sugar just because I feel like it's not necessary. So I'm just leaving out a 1/3 cup, which is still a ton of sugar. But that's how the Amish do. They don't care. They just love life, you know? Everything they make is so delicious. And this is why. They load it up. Okay, here is the secret ingredient. Are you ready for it? I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. It's almond extract, everybody. So the recipe tells you to add 1 teaspoon vanilla, 1 teaspoon almond, but I don't measure, and I just really love almond extract, and that's what makes this dish extra delicious. Oh, I need to add more. There we go. Oh my gosh, just the smell of that. The almond extract is what really sets this dish apart from anything else. Am I saying dish a lot? Breakfast, oatmeal, whatever. Now for the dry ingredients, we're going to add the oatmeal. 3 cups of oatmeal. Oh, so good. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. And I have to tell you, I don't know if it's correct in the culinary world to add dry to wet, but you know what? Oh crap, we're doubling. I need 4 teaspoons. But it's like whatever, you know? That's what the recipe tells me to do. That's what the Amish do, and I'm just rolling with it, okay? Someone call Food Network because this needs to be in everyone's household. Okay, mix that all together, but wait, we're not even finished with the wet. I don't know why the recipe says to, you know, mix it in this way, but I don't deviate because it ends up being delicious and I don't want to mess anything up. Last thing, 2 cups of milk, 1 cup if you're not doubling. And then mix that into the best of your ability. I use almond milk and I find that it works out just fine, but you can use whatever milk that you like or have on hand. Next to my favorite part, filling the pans. Not really, my favorite part is eating, but you'll get it. I'm just gonna spray some pans so it doesn't stick. Oh great, I have run out of pans. We'll make it work. You don't need that much. I'm gonna get high on the fumes. The recipe says to put this in an 8x8 dish, which is great. And I know I just said we don't deviate from it, but we're gonna do that. Because if I pull this out of the freezer to eat, I'm not gonna eat a whole 8x8 dish, you know? I'm gonna eat it individual servings, so I think this is gonna be what's best.
Don't let them tell you what you feel or who you are. Oh, there must be more. There must be another way. There must be conscience. Different things in different ways. There must be love. There must be a reason, and a little bit of faith has got to come my way.
You know what I was just thinking? Well, 1, I have to preheat the oven. And 2, dang girl, you're a mess in the kitchen. And then the 3, final thought, most important thought is, I should have tripled the recipe so I have some breakfast. But you know what? Holy crud, what is that? You know what I always say, everything works out as it should because I have just a little bit left. Well, it doesn't look like a lot in this huge bowl, but I'm sure it'll be plenty once I scrape it all down to Funky Town. And I just have a little one portion dish here. One portion? How do I say that? Self-portion? I don't know. Words are hard at 6 in the morning. Semi-portion. What's the term for this? One portion? Single portion? Is that what I'm trying to say? Did I already say that? I don't know. We're gonna cook it and eat it. Okay, this is going in 350. I don't know how long, because I've never cooked them in pans, muffin tins before. I'll let you know. Here it is, baked to perfection, nice and golden brown on the edges. I'm gonna try to pop these out. I don't know if it's gonna work, because this is like a cake-like consistency. It's why I like them so much. They taste like cake, really. But I have seen people make like oatmeal pucks and then freeze them before they're cooked. So maybe you can try that. I don't know, we're gonna do it this way and cross our fingers. I know you're all dying to know what my single serving looks like, so there it is. Delicious and ready to devour. So now these have cooled for quite some time. I'm just gonna cross my fingers that they just plop out of here like butter, like it's no big deal. Oh, nope, I don't feel anything happening. Well, there's that. Oh, you guys, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Well, these look really good. The ones that did come out, look at that. All right, bag these up. I just have to take them out. Uh-oh, are they stuck? Is that why? Just take them out one by one here. These are gonna hold up just good in the freezer. Well, we made it, okay? Well, look at that. Doesn't that look even more delicious outside of the pan? Yes, it does. Of course, now, just like any other oatmeal, you can take this and put any toppings that you want. It's very versatile. I like to add walnuts. You could add brown sugar if you really like sugar. Add some more. What else? Blueberries are great. Anything. Maple syrup, slivered almonds, anything that you want, really. I don't have to sit here and explain what's good on oatmeal because you already know. So let's move on. And you could make it in a casserole dish if you know, are planning to make it for your breakfast on Sunday morning or whatever, like for a large family. Or if you have guests over, oh, it's a crowd pleaser. I'll tell you that. One time we had a guest over and they literally ate like half the pan because it's so good. I mean, really, I eat half the pan when I make it, so there's that. All right, into the freezer. By the way, I filled up this bag and then this bag. Good to go. Here we are with a ton of French bread. It is technically 1 day old loaf, which is what this recipe calls for. I've never made it before, breaking the rules again, you know, of not making something before you make a lot of it and freeze it. Whatever, everything has worked out thus far because everything has been delicious. So I crusted this yesterday and then just kind of left it out. It's still pretty soft, so I don't really know how that's gonna work out for us. I might cube it and then throw it back in the oven to crisp it up again. So as far as I can tell, this recipe is pretty easy. You just take your loaf and make some cubes. Well, you know what? The outside is crispy, but the inside is soft. And they said that makes for soggy French toast bake. I'm probably gonna throw this on the sheet pan and just toss it into the oven one more time. Because no one likes soggy French toast, am I right? Aw, man, I should probably get a cutting board. It's okay. I have granite. Into the unknown. How many times have you guys watched Frozen? I'll tell you what, this is challenging my muscles, giving me a nice little workout here. I just love French toast, but I can never make it as good as like restaurants make it, you know? Like homemade French toast is great, but have you ever been to like Denny's? Cracker Barrel French toast, oh my gosh, it's like the best. One time I went to this really nice like olden town, it's called Mount Dora. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I remembered the name of that and like nothing else in my life. I went there and had French toast. Oh my gosh, it was so delicious. It was like the best French toast I've ever had and nothing compares to that. So I just don't even try. Even when I buy like the good brioche bread and go out of my way to get, you know, all the good stuff, it's different, you know? When someone else makes it for you. I think that's true with all food. It always tastes better when someone else makes it for you. Oh wait, did I say I was gonna get a cutting board? Oh well, we're almost done. We've gone too far.
I gave it all to you for too long.
Talk about one big pile of happiness right there. Carb overload, yes please. I decided not to, that's the GFG. We made chimichangas last night. I decided not to chop this one up, mostly because my wrists hurt, and mostly because Avelina's been asking for some bread. So we'll make some sandwiches, delicious. All right, what's next? Oh my gosh, I just want to eat some. All right, I'm just gonna put it right back onto the sheet. Come on. And into the oven for, I don't know, just like 5 minutes, just to crisp it up a little bit at like, I don't know, 300 degrees. Hello, Big Bertha again. We are going to make the filling for the French, what are we making? French toast? French toast. Oh, you guys, it's been a long day. Meredith is finally sleeping. Amen. I don't even know if you can see her on there. She's been giving me a run for my money, that's for sure. So for the topping, it's not the topping, you know, the stuff to make the French toast taste good. We have some eggs, we have some milk, we got some half and half. Wait, what's that song? We got some we got some babada. Pretty sure they're talking about drinking. We got a whiskey drink, we got a vodka drink. We got some cinnamon, almond, that's a vanilla extract. You guys, I should go back to bed and just start all over. And sugar, the good stuff. All right, so we're gonna whip this together. Is that a Sugar Ray song? I don't even remember. I guess before we start cracking these eggs, we need to see how many pans the bread is gonna fill. Oh, did I show you the bread? Nice and toasty out of the oven, and it is super crispy. If I could get a fork on here. Oh yeah. All right, you know what? I think it's gonna make 2 pans. We don't need to bring them out quite yet. We're gonna do what we can while we have 2 hands. So, 6 eggs. Oh gosh, but we need 12 eggs. So we're doubling. That's a lot of eggs. Let's try to crack 2 at a time. Can she do it? Yes, I can. The real test is if I could do it twice. Oh, got a shell in there. I wasn't thinking. I was rushing. I was rushing. You know, when the baby's sleeping, you just try to rush around and see how much you can get done, you know? That's me every day. How many eggs is that? 2, 4, 6, 8? Is that accurate? Is this one? Oh gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is this one? Oh man. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 8, but even if it's not, I don't think 1 egg is gonna make a difference. Can she do it again? Dang it. I'm off my game. I'm gonna blame the eggs. I got these from Target a long time ago. They're old and crusty. Okay, 2 more. This is the final countdown. Got it. Oh my gosh, 2 cups of milk, which means 4 cups. Are we making a custard? Is that what this is? 1, 3, and the rest of the carton is good enough. 4. Just got half and half on my shirt. That's gonna smell. 3/4 cup of half and half. 3/4 cup doubled is a cup and a half. I'm gonna say yes. Oh my gosh, a tablespoon vanilla extract, and you're supposed to use the good stuff. Holy, do you know how much money that a tablespoon costs? All right, bottoms up. That's good enough. I didn't measure, but like, my heart can't do more than that. Well, maybe a little more. Maybe a little more. Gosh, do you know how expensive this stuff is? The pure vanilla extract, you know what I mean? A tablespoon, is it necessary? Is that what sets this apart from normal everyday French toast? We're gonna find out. Okay, a teaspoon of cinnamon. You know, cinnamon just reminds me of breakfast. Is that a teaspoon? My dad used to say, keep going, because I really like cinnamon. So I'm gonna use that mentality right now. Oh, that smells delicious. And then half a cup of sugar. On to the fun part. Mixing. You know what? I cut up a lot of bread. This might make 3. No, it won't. 2. We're gonna make 2. Yeah, we will. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We have a couple left over, but that is for munching. Cinnamon never wants to stay mixed. So I'm just gonna pour it. Well, we're gonna do our best to make sure it's half. That's okay. And then half into another. Just gonna get them all coated in that mixture. Okay, now you're supposed to cover this and put it in the fridge for at least 2 hours or overnight. And then the recipe also says that you could bake it immediately right at the bottom. So, of course, that's what we gonna do. But before we toss it in the oven, we need to make a top coating with, you guessed it, even more sugar. Because nothing says healthy breakfast like a pile of sugar. Okay, you need brown sugar for this one, some butter, cinnamon, and then if we need more flour than this, I'm not getting more. We need 1 full cup of packed brown sugar, a teaspoon of cinnamon. Woo! That was a lot, but we're gonna keep adding more. Half a cup of flour. Oh boy, that's good. And then 3 tablespoons of butter cut into cubes because we're gonna cut this in. You know what? Oh, you know what? I should have put this in my food processor. Dag nabbit. Too late. I'm not gonna wash 2 things. If you're planning out your life, maybe use a food processor. Can I also say, I have never in my life cut butter like this. This is ridiculous. Don't do what I'm doing. This is like, no. A big no-no in so many ways. So funny. All right, now the recipe says to use a fork, maybe a pastry blender if you have. Oh wait, I do have a pastry blender. You could also use your fingertips. Wait, do I have my pastry blender still? Here we go. And then you just mix it until it's like a crumbly consistency. This is called cutting in the butter. It's one of the only cooking terms I know, so I'm gonna be proud about it. This is something that you're gonna make for breakfast on a special occasion. This is like if you have a special guest or maybe Christmas morning. I can't imagine doing this like often just on a normal Tuesday morning, you know? It's a lot of effort for some French toast. Hopefully it will taste as gourmet as I feel making it. Things aren't going well with this pastry blender. I'm just gonna go in and smush it. Just with your fingertips like so. Should just smush it. It's a technical term, smushing. Smushing. What movie is that from? That's like Julia Roberts, I think it's Stepmom. Man, so many good movies out there, you know? Don't give up. Just keep going. It's like the #1 rule in cooking. Don't give up, just keep going. Unless it's burnt, and then that's when you call it quits. Throw in the towel. The reason why you want to use a pastry blender and not your hands the whole time is because the warmth of your hands heats up the butter. Man, I should teach a cooking class or something. Totally kidding. Okay, we're gonna half this up. Right down the middle. Nice. Half of the mixture on 1 casserole. Oh wait, do I put it on yet? Aww, I'm gonna do it anyway. Halfway there. We've gone too far. Dang, this is a lot of topping. This better taste delicious, I swear. How can it not though? Carbs and like 17 cups of sugar? I mean, come on. Should save some of this and put it on some ice cream. Oh, maybe add some walnuts? Oh, that would be divine. Too bad my picky kids don't like walnuts. There's that. I'm gonna pop them in the oven. I'm not gonna wait 2 hours. I'm not gonna pass go, and I'm not gonna collect $200. Did that make sense? No, but that's okay. But wait, do you know what I am gonna do? Cover this up with foil. You bake it at 350 for 20 minutes while the foil is on, and then you uncover it and bake it for another 25 to 30 minutes. And can I tell you something? Hold on. This recipe doubles as a hand exfoliant. When you wash that brown sugar off your hands, I sat there scrubbing. My hand's so smooth. I'm just kidding. I've got calluses. Here is what they look like, hopefully all completed. I had them in there for about an hour, I want to say. That's still a little liquidy right there. Well, about that. I'm gonna stick that one right back in just for a little bit longer. So maybe like an hour and 10 minutes is what it takes, but they smell divine. Maybe we can call this like some monkey French bread. Just pick it apart like that. Going in for a taste test. Whew, it's too hot. Next up, we are going to make breakfast burritos. Probably one of my favorites to make, if I'm being honest. I just like burritos in general. So these are super simple. We're gonna whip right through this, I hope. You just need some eggs. We're gonna scramble these up. We're gonna cook up some bell peppers and onions. Sausage, I'm not sure how much we need, but I'm just gonna cook up 2 pounds and we'll see how far that gets us. Some cheese, I'm running low on my cheeses. And then I have these whole wheat tortillas, which I really enjoy. Alex is not the biggest fan of wheat tortillas or anything healthy for that matter. So got some good old white ones for him. So we're rolling with that. Let's get going. So we've got 3 things to cook here. The sausage, the peppers and onions, and the eggs. And I'm trying to think logistically, how are we gonna do this the most efficient way, the fastest way, because that's how my mind always works. Like, how can we get through this the quickest while also not having to wash 17 dishes? So, I haven't figured it out yet. Well, surely that's not enough onion, so I'm gonna grab another one. Got the good stuff right here, but I figured while we're cutting all this stuff, we could be cooking the sausage. What are we wasting time for? Right into the pan. And normally, I would cook the sausage and then cook the scrambled eggs in the sausage fat. Oh my gosh, the flavor, are you kidding? Oh my gosh, I'm sitting here doing this. It's not even on. Come on, Kim, get it together. Let this party sit while we finish the veg. Veggies are my favorite part of any dish, really. That's the truth. I'll tell you what though, that sausage smells good. All right, we're cutting, we're seeding, we're mixing. Oh gosh, we're burning. We've got to add like a medium. We don't want that smoke alarm to go off. Again. We're rinsing. Don't forget to clean your veggies. We do that here sometimes. What do you like to put in your breakfast burritos? I know they can be very versatile. I just like the basics. That's how I am with pretty much everything. Everything in life. I'm just basic. Oh my gosh, you remember last time I put this through a food processor when I was making the quiche? Yeah, how about don't do that again? A lot of you told me there's a blade attachment. You know what, I don't care enough to figure it out, and I just like chopping stuff by hand. It makes me feel like a true homemaker. Like, you know, call me Susie, call me Martha. Plus, it all smells so good. Oh my gosh, you know what? I think I have a red bell pepper in my fridge. Let me go see. Oh my gosh, I do. Should I cut that up too, or should I save it for a dinner? Should I eat it now or eat it later? Ooh, maybe I'll eat it for a snack. Ooh, that's a good idea. Growing up, I only was familiar with green bell peppers. Oh my gosh, there's a whole new world. There's red ones and yellow ones. Yellow ones are my favorite. The big yellow one's the sun, Brian. As an adult, I've opened my eyes and taste buds to a plethora of vegetables, and I'm happy about it. Okay, all of that looks good. We're gonna cook this up once the sausage is finished. Looks like it's taken a while, so I'm gonna crank the heat up again. When will I learn my lesson? Okay, well, I guess I could crack the eggs. I've got my nice big egg cracking bowl here. It's not Big Bertha, but it's big enough, hopefully. Oh man, shells again? It's these Target eggs. I'm gonna blame the eggs. I need to hone in on my skills. Got the skills to pay the bills. Now, if you can name that movie, you will be my best friend. It's my left hand. I need some work. Need some work on my left hand. Okay, how many eggs is that? Like 100? We're gonna use my freakishly small whisk to whisk all of these eggs up. These 75 eggs. A little salt and pepper. You gotta season every layer. That's what my dad taught me. And whisking eggs just aerates them, makes them nice and fluffy. Does that matter since we'll be freezing them? I don't know, but we have to wait on the sausage anyway, so I think it's time for me to buy a normal size whisk. Awkward hand. The sausage is done, so I'm just gonna pour it into this bowl. Oh my gosh, Kim, don't burn your face. Oh, all that grease, I'm just pouring right in there. Hold on. The whole point of me using one pan is for that delicious flavor. Now we're gonna cook up the veg in a nice hot pan. Since it's gonna take a while for my peppers and onions to cook, I'm gonna cook the eggs in another pan. I'm taking one for the team. Is that enough butter? Probably not. It's never enough butter. Oh gosh. My microwave is in the way. Who's gonna win the race? Peppers? Eggs. Oh gosh, that pepper is getting to my nose. Well, they pretty much finished at the same time. I burned the eggs a little bit. We're gonna get over it. And the peppers look like mush, but that's just how they're supposed to look, right? So let's fill the tortillas up. So here's my lineup. Oh wait, cheese. But I'm gonna use these to divvy them out. The big one for the eggs and then the smaller ones for the sausage and peppers. And then I'll just use my hands for the cheese because it's not piping hot.
Come a little closer. I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower. I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. You set my wheels in motion. I'm going crazy for you. I feel like the ocean. I can see you want this too. Cause you've been looking at me all night, trying to figure me out. I just wanna let you know. And I ain't playing no games, baby, you won't change. I only want you. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my
I made 24 burritos that I'm going to freeze, and then I have these 4 that we'll probably eat before they make their way into the freezer. So there's that. I don't know, I just ran out of peppers and onions, basically, ran out of eggs, plenty of sausage. Oh, and I forgot to put cheese on a batch. Man, why didn't you tell me? That's fine, I don't even like cheese on mine anyway. So, what's next? Cleaning, I guess. Next up, we are going to make Pope spread. I know it's a weird recipe. If you're looking at those ingredients and want a screenshot, you go ahead. Just bear with me, okay? It's gonna be a good one. You know what? This might be one of those recipes that not many people have made. But I grew up on it, so I think that's why I think it's so delicious. So we have a bunch of nuts. Apparently I have 2 bags of walnuts and 0 bags of pecans. So we're just gonna deal with that. I have almonds, slivered almonds nonetheless, not even whole almonds. I have raisins, chocolate chips, pitted dates. I'm supposed to have some kind of dried fruit other than raisins, but you know, this is what my pantry has, so we're working with what we have. We also have some honey. This is a weird ingredient, but it works for it. This is the liquid. Juice concentrate in the grape form, delish, and then also some grape jelly. Guys, I don't know why this recipe is so delicious. It just is. It's also called an Italian dump bread. So just like the recipe suggests, we're gonna dump a bunch of stuff into a bowl, mix it together, and it's gonna taste delicious. So you need 4 cups of nuts. Listen, the measurements have been passed down through generation to generation. Really, they're like a handful of this, a handful of that kind of thing. So trying to equate that to cups years and years later just hasn't really worked out. Oh, I also have hazelnuts back here. Good thing I do. I love hazelnuts. It's the fancy nut, you know? No, you know what the fancy nut is? Brazil nuts. Because good Lord, those things are expensive. That's why I don't have them. Can't get the bag open. Oh yes, this is delicious. I always add way more nuts than it calls for because I just like a lot of nuts in my bread. Should I just add the whole bag? I don't want to waste it, you know? Oh my gosh, hazelnuts. I keep my nuts in the freezer. Keep them fresh. What else do I have? Oh, I have a little bit of left in here. I like to eat this as a snack. I think I'm gonna keep it as a snack. But I will add some more walnuts to this because why not? So this is probably closer to 5 cups. I might add more. Oh yeah, slivered almonds in there. Let's add some more of that. Maybe some more walnuts too. Walnuts are really good. Omega-3s. You need 1.5 cups of raisins. I gotta tell you guys, this is one of my favorite breakfasts to eat. It's not even really breakfast. I don't know what people eat it for. I eat it for breakfast. On those days where I feel like not making anything for breakfast, this is what I'll eat. At this point, I don't know how much I'm putting in, just enough to look good. It's one of those recipes, you know, you cook with your heart. That's how I do it. I have these pitted dates, but do I really feel like chopping them up? No. No, I don't, so I'm just gonna add a few more raisins. There we go. It's looking good. You know what this is? It's like a trail mix bread. Yeah. Add whatever you want to it. I don't care, you have marshmallows, dump those in. M&Ms would be fantastic. 18 ounces of jelly. So it's about half of this really large jar. Oh, I've got the oils on my hands from the nuts. Come on, everybody's watching. Oh man. You know, sometimes I think I'm strong and then situations like this occur. Prove me otherwise. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Come on, Kim. You can open a jar of jelly. Oh, this is getting ridiculous. Gotta loosen that seal, right? Pop right open. Ah, my fingers hurt. Oh, this is a joke. It's a joke. It's not a joke. It's not a joke because I can't get it open. Oh my gosh, I swear to God, my palm is gonna fall off. Oh, come on. Who would think this whole video, jelly's gonna give me trouble? Oh man, my hand hurts. Come on! Oh my gosh, you guys. I saw one of these. Ah! Pop it! Got it open! Half the jar. I am woman, hear me roar. Remember that song from the 70s? Were you alive in the 70s? Oh wait, is that half the jar? I'm getting carried away. I don't really think it matters too much. All right, that's good enough. And then you need 12 ounces of the grape concentrate. Oh gosh, great, now I have to get this off. Are you kidding? Oh yeah, okay, yep, there it is. Right inside, join the party. Stain my hands, why don't you? Okay, and then honey. You ready for this? How much honey do we need? I don't know, because I've never measured it. 1 pound, 8 ounces. Like, come on. Does my family think that I'm put together enough to have a kitchen scale? I just spilled the darn honey. Oh, give me a break. There's 5 pounds in here, so about 1/5 of the container. We're just gonna dump it like so. Maybe a little more. A little more won't hurt. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Dude, I don't know, maybe a little more. Now the fun part, mixing. This recipe is so weird, it smells weird, but once you put it in your mouth, oh my gosh, it's just so good. Full disclosure, no one in my husband's family likes this. More for me, I say, more for me. I am woman, hear me roar. It's the only part of the song I know. Ha 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 ha. I don't know the rest. Now we have to measure out 2 pounds of chocolate. My dad gets real fancy and uses the good chocolate, like real dark chocolate, and makes the bread taste even more amazing. However, I bought this enormous bag of Toll House about 7 years ago, so we're gonna use this up. 2 pounds. I don't know how much 2 pounds is. I'm gonna gain 2 pounds a day eating this bread, I'll tell you that. It's definitely not gonna help my diet out. 2 pounds or 3 cups. Sounds good. We're melting the chocolate chips in the microwave. and stirring them every 30 seconds, guys. Burning chocolate in the microwave, it's a real thing. Use a double boiler if you feel like doing dishes, which I probably should because every time I try to melt chocolate chips in the microwave, it's a disaster. I always burn it. We're gonna cross our fingers this time, okay? Oh, chocolate chip in my mouth. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Oh my gosh, look at that heaven. Hold me close to Tony Danza. Gotta look at this. Take a look at that. Oh yeah, perfection. Oh my gosh. She didn't burn the chocolate. And look, my microwave stayed clean. Oh no, I wasn't recording that whole time. I dumped the beautiful chocolate in here, licked the spoon because guys, it's worth it. Well, you missed the magic, but I'll tell you what, it's not over yet. But I do know what you're thinking. Kim, chocolate and jelly? That sounds delicious. I can't believe I didn't record that magic moment. That magic moment. Now is the hard part. Are you ready for it? You're gonna need some flour. It's a hot commodity these days. I hope I have some. Okay, now what we do is add some of the mixture to the bowl, mixing bowl, unless you have like some kind of hand mixer, which I'm sure you do. I don't, so I use my KitchenAid. This stuff is so hard to mix on its own, like with my huge muscles that I have, so I have to elicit the help of my KitchenAid. So I'm just gonna dump some in here and then add some flour until I get to the right consistency. Who knows what that means, but for now I'm gonna add like 2 cups of flour and see where that gets us. I might add another spoonful of this. Yup. Oh Lord. Looking good, looking good. It's a good consistency though. So it's supposed to be where you can mold it. Let's just mold a loaf and I'll show you. Okay, wet your hands and then take a bunch of this. So with wet hands, you just take it and you mold it into a loaf. We're just gonna cook it like this. I told you you can't mess it up, so. I mean, if I can't mess it up, you can't mess it up. So here's a crazy before shot, and here's the after. You guys, couple things I want to say. I love this. I used a whoopie pie pan. I think I'm gonna use it forever and ever from now on. I just put it in the sink, but you can see it's like a whoopie pie pan. Don't you know what a whoopie pie pan is? Second thing I wanna say is Wentworth is a super scoundrel, and he dug his hand into it and said, "Mom, it's done." And I was in the other room doing something. I was actually in the garage, cleaning it out, because that's my life. Cooked to perfection. It was nearly an hour, probably 45, 50 minutes. But these are super large. But yeah, delicious, delicious. Oh my gosh, tastes so good. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for days. The last recipe I'm sharing with you guys, I've shared with you before, but I feel like it needs an honorable mention because so many of you ask me for this recipe. It is the best, the delicious chocolate chip cookies. Eleanor and Wentworth are gonna help me. They're so excited they can't contain themselves. So let's get going. These are all the ingredients that you're going to need, plus 4 eggs over here. Let me get a bowl. You need 4 sticks of butter, which seems like a lot, but I'm doubling the recipe as usual. 1½ cups brown sugar, but really 3/4 if you're not doubling. 1/4 cup of white sugar, or 1/2 if you're doubling. And then you cream this goodness up. What makes these cookies so delicious is the fact that they're so fluffy and airy, but I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I'm just scraping the bowl down. These rarely make it into the oven. But when they do, it's when we have guests over or it's Friday night, and that's why I love having them in my freezer, because it's just an easy way to always have them on hand, or just pop the dough in my mouth when I'm having a hard day. You pop that in. But the secret ingredient, what makes them so great, is this vanilla jello. Okay, 4 eggs and then a little bit of vanilla extract. So this is nice and fluffy. We're gonna get the dry ingredients ready for us. 5 cups of flour. You can put it in here. 5 cups. You can come closer on the counter. You can sit on the counter, that's fine. You want my help? Here. I tilt it over a little bit. Give it a shake. That's one.
Shaky, what's up, shaky, 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 shaky.
Two. 4.5 cups of flour, or if you are just doing one batch like a normal human being, do 2.25 cups, and then 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I'm doing 2. I feel like I need to explain that. Give that a good whisk, and then add it to your other bowl. Here's the part I always regret, doubling the recipe, not having a big enough bowl. But you know what? It worked last time, so I think it's gonna work just fine this time. Oh my gosh, you could just eat the dough. 2 cups of chocolate chips. Unless your heart tells you to add more, then you go ahead and do that. Scoundrels are already picking away at the dough. I can't blame them. No, this is not edible. Obviously, it has eggs in it. But if you search on Pinterest, they do have edible cookie dough that you could freeze. Oh my gosh. Or you can spend like $5 on a little bag of it at Target or your grocery store, which I don't suggest doing because that's just a waste of money, and you can probably make it with ingredients that you already have in your pantry for 1/16 of the cost. Eleanor's gonna put the cookie doughs into bowls so you can put them as close as you want, okay?
There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Yeah, I'm falling in love. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes
Here's what the cookie looks like, all cooked up, because obviously we can't freeze all of them. We have to eat them. They don't spread out a ton. Why don't you crack that in half? Check out the insides. Oh, magic. Scoundrels, all of you.
Big one.
You, oh my gosh, even the big kid.
Big one.
Oh, it counts as 2.
Oh, it's stuck together.
No,
Count as-
put one
count as
back.
one. Count as one. Mom, that's the rule. Count as one.
Counts as 1.
All right, put one back.
I stuck these, Eleanor rolled them out, we stuck them in the freezer, and now they're solid so I can throw them into a Ziploc bag and they won't stick together. And we're gonna throw these in the freezer to stay in there for probably a day until they all get eaten.
Look,
Thank you so much for watching and hanging out. I hope you enjoyed baking with me or cooking with me, freezing with me, whatever. If you did, subscribe, put a little happy in your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.